Greetings. Elder Black Light. When you're thinking out the circle of the Caucasians, very few people want to go that deep. But I found this one young lady on YouTube. She posted a video talking about Michael Brown's father wants some money from wants 20 million from Black Lives Matter organization. Now that's deep. Check this out. Now, she presents a good argument to all the community leaders. And this video is dedicated to all the community leaders. I'd like for you to check out some of what she has to say about. It's on the same vein I'm talking about, thinking outside the circle.
Black Lives Matter issue, right? So let's get into this. I don't know if you guys have heard, but if you ain't heard, you're about to hear it right now, okay? So Michael Brown's father wants Black Lives Matter organization to give him $20 million, okay? I agree that they should. But there's a whole lot more to this story than just that, right? So they kind of, what some people have described as a clapback. He said that he would like $20 million, and it is to, I guess, that he was saying that he would like to build a community center in the honor of his son's name and things of that nature. We're going to get into that and how I feel about community centers. And not that it makes him a bad person or anything like that, but motherfuckers, y'all going to quit stop community center and black people to death. Like, okay, all of our kids are not nigga basketball players. All of our kids don't need a hoop in their community. All of us don't need community centers. Matter of fact, that's the last thing we probably need in our community right now. There's a whole lot more we need for it. But whatever. But apparently Black Lives Matter call themselves clapping back because you know Black Lives Matter is a bunch of gay-ass women, right? So we're going to talk a little bit about that too, this feminist bullshit. And sisters might be mad at me, but that's not our motherfucking fight, and I'm damn sure tired of it. And I'm really tired of, and I don't want to say all black women, so please don't get offended, but black women, y'all, we play into this gay agenda more than anybody else. We think guys being gay is cute. Like, oh my God, my best friend is gay and he's funny as fuck. Nah, miss me with that bullshit. These black women in this organization keep pushing this motive because Black Lives Matter is a gay-ass organization. That's just the truth. This is not hearsay. I've had first-hand experience. You can go read their mission statement. They give no fuck about black men, but they have built their movement on the backs of dead black heterosexual men who are not out here in the LGBTQ community, right? So you have these women who call themselves clapping back, and what they simply said is, well, you first of all didn't put in a formal, right, request for us to help you. Girl, fuck you, okay? Y'all send that to the Black Lives Matter leader, okay, the Black Lives Matter woman. Somebody, you didn't put in a formal request. The next thing that they said is that Black Lives Matter wasn't actually organized and brought together until after the Michael Brown situation. So now the bitches is trying to be funny, okay? So this is what they had to say. But I want to pull a whole lot out of this story. One thing I want to go back and I want to say is, shout out to Michael Brown's father. I just have to tell y'all that I feel some type of way, in a good way, that there's a black man standing up saying, you did something to my son, you owe me something. He's in the picture, he is an activist, he is out there doing the work in the streets. Oftentimes we see like the boy who had a drink, that he was forced to drink the urine the other night, or these situations, you see a lot of mothers stepping up, which is fine because that's their children too, but a lot of times there are no fathers to step up to the plate and say what needs to be said, right? So I'm glad that for all of the stigma they want to put on, oh, Michael Brown was a thug, oh, he was stealing shit, all of that stuff has been debunked. But at the end of the day, he's not this fatherless wild child that they always like to make black children seem like they are, rather they aren't. So I'm glad that his father is there speaking. I just want to throw that out as a side note that I'm happy to see a black man standing up for his son because he is his father, and he out here running around talking about we don't know who the fuck his father is. The father ain't in the picture. I get tired of seeing that dynamic. So I'm glad to see that. Okay, I want to say that. The next thing I want to say is, I think that he has good intentions, right? He means well, y'all. I do believe that he means well in this situation and wanting money, and they should give money back to the community, right? But for him to want to build a rec center in honor of his son's name, we need to stop rec centering black people to death too. Now, I'm not saying in any way that that's a knock against him. We're all on different levels of our consciousness and what we understand that we need to do in this fight. And so I just think that maybe he thinks that's a good thing to do. Maybe he doesn't realize the bigger picture and what else could be being done. But I'm tired of motherfuckers, doing these damn, community centers, rec centers in our community. Like, that's the last thing that we really need. It kind of reminds me of, walk with me in this, because we talk about conditioning here a lot, right? So I want you to know that that's something that has been pushed into our minds by colonizers. It's one of those illusions that, oh, you've done something for the community. Now, you still got broken down communities. You still got raggedy ass houses that everybody living in. Folks can't get jobs. There ain't no black schools. There's not a whole lot going on in the community that's really thriving, but you just want to throw a rec center somewhere that'll babysit the kids, somewhere that they can develop their basketball skills, somewhere where the kids can come and hang out, and you can say that we built something for the community. It's the same thing that they did in the Black Panthers movie, right? So for as much as we think that we're doing something great for the community, I want you to know, again, we are not as free thinking as we think we are. We have an illusion of freedom. Everything that we do, for the most part, in the 90 percentile, is something that has been conditioned in our mind, and we will even think it's our own thoughts and actions. But just like there is a formula to riots and protests, and if you watch them, they all go the same way. Ever since, look all the way back to Rodney King riots and everything else. All of them play out the same way. They all have the same type of energy. And when you found that the energy wasn't moving in the way that the government wanted it to move, that's when they set in undercover police and different people to go into the midst of the riots to start burning shit down, to take the focus off of one thing and bring it on to another, so they can use all of your stamina with looting, rioting, burning shit down. Now you've lost all your energy, when first your anger was towards the right people, the right place. They take all of that energy and they focus it somewhere else. Then the community becomes torn down. After the community is broken down, then they come into this kumbaya, let's fix the community up again. Everybody's exhausted all of their energy in the streets and tearing their shit up. So now you have nothing left, and in the midst of tearing your shit up, you're actually priming the community for gentrification later, right? It's a formula to protesting and rioting. We didn't come up with that shit. We followed the status quo. But I want you to know it's the same thing in our communities. Whenever black people say, oh, well, this is what we need to build our communities, we always go to the same bullshit all the time. You watch the Black Panthers movie, and what do? You watch the symbolization of how the villain was actually the revolutionary. The villain was the revolution. And the revolution was killed by who? Their own people. Okay? To keep what they have for themselves, because they didn't want to give it to everybody else. Sound like black superstars today, right? Like, they'll only go so.
Now she goes on to say some more excellent points, but I don't have time in my videos to display them, so go to her site. Most of y'all know who she is. She has way more followers than myself, but on this particular subject, we on the same page. We keep going around in circles, playing the liberation game, the revolutionary game. But one thing about Detroit, I think the sister's from Detroit. Detroit is different. We had the 67 riots because that led us to a revolutionary black mayor, Mayor Coleman Young. But what held us back was these bourgeois boule brothers and sisters. But for the next couple of videos, we're going to talk about city planning. See, you can make a brand new city when you got a majority black working in government. So stay tuned. We're going to show you some strategy, but it's up to you to use it. You can lead a mule to water, but sometimes you can't make them drink. Islam.